Hey guys, Susanna here. I thought I'd take you along for the ride of me making my extra page. I've got the sampler stitches page, and I wanted to. I've got them all numbered, and I wanted to make a tag that I was going to put next to it. So I needed these two pages to work well together. This is made from an antique wallpaper. These little pictures are actually from, where are we? From the actual book, the book of stitchery that I'm using. This one, found that in there too, but I couldn't quite get that in there. I might put that little this little guy in the front here. I think maybe. It's really cute, so I might stick that in there somewhere. So what I'm going to do, I've got the front cover, and here's my the bunny page, but in between there I'm going to have the stitchery page, and then this other page, and then that's the first page. So let's put these away. I thought, since I'm making it up anyway, I'll just put the camera on, and because this is my list that I had before, I thought it needed to be a little bit prettier than that. And I found this beautiful old wallpaper, and it was really old because it smelled old. So I've got a bit of vintage lace on here, and then an old button and some fabric from my stash that I'm using. I thought it went really nicely. So got some more of this lace, which I'll probably sew that down with a sewing machine because I really want it to be holding in, and then when it does go in, you may not be able to see all of it, but that's okay, you pull it out. So and I didn't make it as wide as the page because I wanted to see some of this pretty fabric, speaking of which I may have to do it that way, because if I want to see some of the pretty fabric, there we go. Sometimes you've got to make it work. My means they're upside down, but yeah, that's okay. I've got a really big piece of fabric which I found from a beautiful sheet, but I thought it went really well, and these are bits and pieces that I've got. So I thought I wanted to do the background, but because it's not going to have too much slow stitching on it, I just sort of wanted to do a patchwork of colours. And then since that's the gingham here, I thought I'd put a bit of the gingham on there. Okay, there we go. And then I wanted that a little higher. I've got a little piece of lace that I might just stick on there and stitch that down. So I'm not going to make it too fancy, and I thought on here I might I'll sew that on before I actually sew that down. And I found these little feathers, these little, I'll put the one in the middle. I think I got that given to me from one of the ladies when I did the collaboration, so I might put them there like that as well, but I'll have to stitch that on first. So what I'll do is, you get your pins. I really do like how this has turned out. It's really pretty. I was too lazy to do the stitching because there's so many words, and to stitch in that small would do your head in. So I thought I'm going to just put it on some beautiful, still make it pretty. And I had this gorgeous antique wallpaper, which gave me a chance to use that. So we're just going to pin this across. Oh, I can hear my son. Sounds like he's waking up. Sounds like an elephant sometimes, all these noises. There guess you can tell it's school holidays because it's like 12 o'clock. He's still in bed. Typical teenager. Okay. Can I put that there? And I might put one here as well, because it is fairly likely to come undone. It's just holding it in place while I stitch it. Might do this one too, why not, eh? Okay, it's so pretty. As you can see, my my pages and all that kind of stuff are going the pastel-y theme. I do really love pastel colours, so I'm probably just going to stitch them down with a running stitch, fairly simple for now, but I may, because it's the you know, it's only the background, but I still may do some stitches in there too, like something nice here and whatever. Okay, now what are we going to use? I do like that. I think I'm going to use that for here. Got all my pretties out. Hopefully you guys are in focus. Yep, we are. Some of these fabrics here are from the collaboration I did last year, and I think they might be one's from Rachel and one's from Sarah, so probably Doll's House vintage fabrics, which is really nice, and they go really well. So thank you guys, I really appreciate those. Now, I was very lucky to be able to do the collaboration with those ladies last year. So, and I'm still yet to put them all together. Here are all my pieces. So I'm still yet to put them all together. I might do the same technique Rachel's done by making the, you know, the fold book, like, because she did that. Now, right. I'll just start here. Let's do a quick running stitch. Where's me little guy? Just to hold it all together. I mean, this is the type of thing that you do when you make your backgrounds for your pages anyway. Oh wow, that is really tough, and I don't know why. Maybe it's fabric. I think I'm going to put it there. Could be this is from an old, it's a sheet, so maybe it could be from that. Don't know. It is pretty tough. See, this is why doing tacking is a good idea, because these jolly pins get in the way. Okay, I think it's definitely this fabric. I mean, it is pretty, but it's proving to be a little bit tough to work with. Just as well, this is only going to be a background and I'm not doing too much stitching on it, I think, because it's only 2 layers. It shouldn't be this hard. There we go. So, how are we all going with our pieces? I've seen some absolutely beautiful pages on the Facebook page. There's a lot of talented people out there. yeah, and I really like the variety. You've got your beginners, and they all look good. Everyone is doing things at their own pace, and they are all, because it's their own personal journey, and you can't really compare yourself to others, because that's your piece and that's your journal. So you can get inspired by others. Prefer to do that. Don't like the comparison. I like to be inspired. We're all different. Okay. So don't want to be boring you guys too much. Oh my goodness, this is tough to get through. Sometimes things are pretty, but they're not always practical. But I'm going to plough through because it is pretty. Might prove to be a little bit hard to do some stitches to hold it down a bit. Yeah, and I'm probably going to cook it as a dog's hind leg. Okay. Yeah, getting there. So you've got the drift of what I want to do. I might even just turn off the camera a bit and stitch these guys on. Just doing a running stitch, and then I might come back and show you how this is going to be put down. I think you got the idea anyway, so just have to stitch these down, tack that onto there. I might tuck that underneath, it depends. I wanted it to be fairly high because you do want it to hold it in and not flop around everywhere. So, okay, well, I'll be back. So you got a bit of an idea of the layout anyway. Okay, I'm back again. I've done most of the stitching, and I did it all in the bluey colour because once this is down, I also stitched those on. I hand stitched these on, but I put that on with the machine because it was proving to be a little bit difficult along the lace. And then I did a little running stitch along here. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. So what I'm going to do now, because you can actually see these bits, because I've got, you know, like that's why I did a couple of crosses here and here because you can actually see them. And so I was wanting to do in a contrasting colour in pink. Might do herringbone stitch here and fly stitch here. Then I'm probably going to stick that there. I also stuck a button here, which is the same button as that one, so it sort of matches once we go in. So but I don't want to have it, like I want to make it matching and I want all the pieces to stick down, but I don't want it too elaborate because it's going to be covered. So if this was actually a proper page, I'd be doing more. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I quite like herringbone stitch. It's one of my faves, so I might start here and then go here and then back down again. Try and keep it in line with it. It's sort of like a little bit of a fancier cross stitch really, but more elongated. There we go. Actually, you know what I might do? Little fluffy bits drive me nuts. stick that down. Here we go. Now, more likely to stay down. Just have it underneath, sort of over. And this part is a little bit easier. Like getting that through that, it was really difficult. It must be, it's this fabric. It's a bit of a shocker to get through. Okay. Oops, seem to be going higher. That's okay. Too much perfectionist. It's my trouble. Actually, I might do the same on this side. Put a little bit of that. I don't think it's caught on there. Okay. It always is harder doing it on camera because the camera is like in the middle and I've got to reach forward, whereas when you're sewing you usually bring it close to yourself. That's why I do a lot of the stuff off camera. And then I'll just do that last little bit here. There we go. So that's my herringbone stitch, just to add a bit of interest. And then on the other side, this is a very open here, but I'm going to sew down the pocket on the machine because that will hold it down a lot better. Okay, so I will do a fly stitch on the other side. Since this is going to be a page that's going to hold all the stitches, you want to do a couple of different little stitches. Okay. Down. It's really tough fabric, some of these. Hold it down, there we go. So this is going to be a attached fly stitch. You just do a normal one, it's just like a little Y. When you attach it together, go through the little hole. Yep. It is not quite right there, but oh well, look, I've just got to let it go. It's because it's going to be a little bit lower, so yep, it's okay. There we go. My goodness, this stuff is quite tough to get through. Yep. Quite like this stitch. The way that it all attaches together. Yep. Right. It's supposed to stick underneath, so This is fabric glue, so that's why I'm using it. I do put down little hexagons when you create hexagons, they're good for that. Okay. Such pretty fabric. Too pretty. Okay. So you get to see a couple of stitches. Anyway, that's something. I think we might get one more. And then I'll have it underneath. There we go. Oop, crooked as a dog's arm, Luke. There we go. Little taggy bits. Now I'll probably put that lace on off camera because it's probably already been a few minutes, but that's how slow stitching is, isn't it? It takes time. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, that looks pretty. That's the last thing I'm going to do, just because it happens to work really well. So what I want to do now is have that there. That's going to be sticking up. Okay, I'm going to pin this down, and then I'll pause again. Pin it down here actually, because it's the most solid part, and here. And then I'm going to do it on the machine. So I'll pause again. Probably just going to do a zigzag stitch, I think. That will probably hold it all down. So I will be back now. There we go. Little looking cute. I think I need a moth thread. I'll be back. Okay, back again. Well, I stitched that on. So I stitched it on with a zigzag and then went over it again with a straight stitch. So here we go, the moment of the truth. Okay, oh no, I'll go back out again. Here we go. I always do it the wrong way. So that'll go in there like that. Oh, that's pretty. And then that, I think I'm just going to just stitch it on with some of this pink, and we are done. So that'll be next to that page. You may go back and do a few little bits and pieces, but we'll see. The main bits that are showing, and even when you take it out, it still looks pretty. So I quite like that. I'm glad I did put that fabric the other way. And then I'm just going to just stitch that on. That's just for a bit of a pop of colour. Balances it out on that side. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Just a little extra video that I thought, well, it needed to explain what the stitches were. So really glad I got to use some of that gorgeous fabric, not fabric, wallpaper. And I stitched that down too, so that would just stay down. So yeah, I like it. Okay guys, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.